Welcome to the main meeting. I don't know what the time is, I've sort of given up. I was going by that clock. I have no idea whether my watch is right, whether that clock's right, so I'll go by that clock. Welcome, Christine.
Thank
Especially.
you. My second return.
And welcome to everybody else. Apologies for our absence, Lee Baker, and Frances has got an urgent meeting, so she'll be with us later on. She's in the building. Declarations of interest, I'll start. I have a personal interest in item 7 as a family member works for DAP. Over to you, Robin.
No, nothing from me.
No. Stephen? No. Nick? Oh, you might have to switch on at the side.
Anyway, no.
No. Where are we? Dominic?
No.
So I just discovered you need to turn them on at the side. Item 3, chairperson's announcements, I have none. And item 4, minutes of the meeting on the 5th of March, which is item 4. Can I have a proposer and a seconder? Thanks, Jeremy. And a seconder? Somebody? Nick, thank you. All those in favour? Thank you very much. And we will go through as normal. Please catch my eye. So page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, page 6, and then it's on to development management. So we've got in relation to minute 100, which is development management, it records the authority's meeting's approval of planning permission for the proposed demolition of existing bungalow and sheds and erection of a replacement eco bungalow and new shed at Hurlstone Bungalow. Application number 629230006. I just need to advise you that following receipt of a judicial review pre-action protocol letter challenging that decision and having taken legal advice, the authority did not contest the claim for a judicial review and agreed to consent to demonstrate that it had reached a consent to judgment on the basis of ground 1 of the claim only. That the authority failed to demonstrate that it had reached a determination on whether or not the proposed replacement dwelling reflected the massing and scale of the original dwelling. The grant of planning permission was therefore being quashed, and the application we brought before the Planning Committee for redetermination at a future date. So those members on the Planning Committee will have the application come back to them at some point in the future. And I'm sure that Stephen will be able to tell you about that, the Planning Committee members, later this afternoon, about what the timescales are likely to be. Public speaking, we have no members of the public here today, sadly. So on to item 6, which is about the audit. That's the completion of our audit for 22-23. Over to you then.
Thank you, Chairman. Good morning, members. The final accounts committee was convened on Tuesday, the 9th of April 2024. The minutes for that meeting are contained within an Annex 1 to this paper. And there were 3 recommendations to the members present for that meeting. The first was to receive and confirm the Grant Thornton Audit Findings Report for this authority for the 22-23 audit. The second item on there was to authorise the Chief Finance Officer to issue a letter of representation. So for those that don't know, that's essentially confirmation that all the information submitted to the auditors is accurate and that material information and any situations have been disclosed appropriately to the auditors. And the final element of that paper, that report, to the committee, was to adopt the statement of accounts for 2022-23 following completion of the audit. So firstly, members are requested to receive and note those minutes within the paper set. Secondly, the finalised audit findings report is found at Annex 2 to this report this morning. This was a very positive report to the authority for the audit of our accounts. It detailed 1 recommendation to management because of the audit work that was completed, and there was a few adjustments to a narrative within the notes of the accounts. That's on page 28 of the annex. The recommendation that was raised on page 25 picked up on the previous removal of a note to the accounts, which was done in order to reduce the burden of accounts disclosures. Our auditors then requested that note be brought back into the accounts, and it was therefore restated without issue. Additionally, there's one unadjusted misstatement which was noted relating to an estimation difference reported by the pension fund actuary to our auditors and from the pension fund auditors. This is considered to be immaterial and was not adjusted for. The electronic publication letter, otherwise known as the audit closure letter, is attached to Annex 3 and is to be received by members. So members are recommended to receive both Annexes 2 and 3, the audit findings report and the audit publication letter. And then third and fourth recommendations for members this morning is to inform members that the reporting and publication requirements of the 22-23 audit have been complied with. An audit publication notice was uploaded to our website on the 9th of April 2024, alongside our audited statement of accounts and the accompanying signed audit opinion and certificate. Members are recommended to note the signed audit opinion and certificate have been received, alongside noting that this authority has complied with the publication requirements of the audit conclusion. And members will be aware this is the 22-23 audit that finished on the 31st of March 2023, so relatively ancient history as far as we're concerned. The finance team and I are currently in the process of closing the accounts for the 23-24 financial year, so our deadline for that is the 31st of May 2024. Once that's completed, I will be bringing the outturn and the audited pre-audit statement of accounts to yourselves as authority on in our July meeting. So I'll gladly receive any questions on the contents of these four items from members.
Thank you, Ben. Are there any questions? It is a bit fait accompli at this stage, I have to say. So, could I have somebody to move all four recommendations, which are all note and receive? Thank you very much, Mr. Kelly. And a seconder. Thank you, Bill. All those in favour? That's unanimous. Thank you. And then, just staying on the same theme, in case you were getting, too excited there, we're going to go to item 7, the internal audit arrangements.
Thank you, Chairman, again. I'm afraid this is kind of a fairly minor item, really. Apologies that it's not anything more substantial. But contained within item 7 is our internal auditors, so that's Devon Audit Partnership, their interim report on the audit of key financial systems for 23-24. Year that's just finished in terms of financial. There is some further 23-24 internal work and compliance plans scheduled on our IT systems and some cyber fraud and cyber audit work. That work's been planned for early June this year, and it is anticipated that our internal auditors will bring the annual report for 23-24 and also their audit plan for 24-25 to the July meeting. So our July meeting this year is going to be quite full on, quite a lot of substantial and very important information coming to there. However, this is an interim report. Our key financial systems audit is contained within Annex 1 to this. The overall audit opinion is of substantial assurance, which is detailed as being a sound system of governance, risk management and control exist, with internal controls operating effectively and being consistently applied to support the achievement of objectives in the areas audited. So you'll see from the annex that 8 of 9 areas covered were awarded substantial assurance. The area awarded the slightly lower level with the reasonable assurance was in respect of our purchasing arrangements and our payments to creditors. And I'd say the primary reason for this area not receiving substantial assurance is mainly due to our legacy financial systems and our continued requirement to process a large amount of functions manually. So, for instance, our sales ledger, our purchase ledger ordering, petty cash, most of our systems are done outside of our finance system and then uploaded into it. 4 recommendations were made in this area. Of these, 2 have been complied with. One is delayed due to an instance with, or an issue with anti-money laundering compliance checks. And the final one is in relation to our current project to replace the SAP finance system. So members may be aware from a previous meeting that Somerset Council has given EMPA notice to cease use of the SAP finance system. We've been provided with a soft deadline of December 2024 to undertake that. So I've been working alongside other national park authorities, principally North York Moors, in this process, and reviewing potential successor finance systems. It's anticipated that procurement will begin over this summer, so in early July I'm anticipating, and I'll update members on progress on this at that July meeting to actually say what we're looking at, what we're going for on that. Elsewhere within the report there are two other low priority recommendations in relation to receiving cheques at centres, and also the length of storage we hold for our card receipts, credit card receipts. Both of those have been complied with in terms of management responses to our auditors. So the recommendation here is for members to receive this internal audit findings report, but prior to that I'll ask her any questions that members would like to raise.
Thank you. I think we all remember that we were given quite a long lecture about cyber security when we had our internal audit presented at the last meeting. So I think it's reassuring that we're going to have a look at that, because that was really worrying. Any questions? No. So again, it's about receiving and noting. So are we happy to receive and note? Can I have a proposer? Well done, Jeremy. Well volunteered. And thank you, Andrew. All those in favour? Thank you. This is going to be the shortest meeting ever. Item 8 is the starters and leavers. So we welcome those people, quite a list of them, that are starting, and we say goodbye to Daniel. I have no other business of urgency except to remind you, please do not leave the room. We are going to talk about nature recovery, which is what we are here to do. So that's the next exciting thing on our agenda today. Thank you.